Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for gathering here this morning to meet a very, very special guest that we've been honored to have in the shipyard this morning. It's really been a great, memorable day for Electric Boat. We've had the honor this morning to be able to tour the shipyard and provide some program briefings to the Secretary of Defense, Ash Carter. And in the course of that, I've been able to sing your praises. You know, the fine work you do building these very, very capable submarines for the United States Navy and for our nation's defense. It's really been a proud day for me and the rest of the management team to take the Secretary around, show him all the great, great work you've been executing here in the building and also in the design offices. I'm also very pleased the Secretary has offered us the privilege of being able to hear some remarks from him, hear some of his views, and that's clearly a special treat. So without further ado, it is my great pleasure and a great honor that I present to you a dedicated servant to our country, the 25th Secretary of the Defense for the United States, Dr. Ash Carter.
Thanks so much, Jeff. And the first thing I want to do is also sing your praises. I consider you all part of the team. I always have to remind people that we don't build anything in the Pentagon. The Pentagon's an office building. The way we do things in the United States is that we have the very best of our industry, our workforce, and our technology force making what is the finest fighting force the world has ever known. Now, other countries have tried it other ways. Remember the Soviet Union? They tried to do everything in-house, didn't work out very well. So we don't do that. We do that through industry like yours, and you all are part of the team. And I say that because in addition to your being proud, which I'm sure you are, and you need to know how proud I am of you, and thereby the country is of you. If you think about what you're doing every day, you're providing security for our country and indirectly for much of the rest of the world. And what is the noblest thing you can be doing with your life? That's it. There's no higher mission than what you do, because without security, people can't do what they do. They can't live their lives, they can't raise their children, they can't go to work, they can't dream their dreams, all those things that make our country so wonderful. Not possible without security. You bring that. I saw today things I've been familiar with for a long time, but it's just so great to see them being put together. Virginia, VPM, now you're going to have the ORP here, which is a huge, centrally important, obviously indispensable part of our national defense, because the nuclear deterrent is the bedrock. It's not in the news every day, but that's good. But it's there every day, and everybody knows it. And so you're a central part of the future. So I have complete confidence in what you do here, as well as pride. And if you want to measure that confidence, you don't need to look any further than our budget. Our budget's all in for the submarine force. And I, in addition to having the complete support of me and the department, I also have to mention this is one of those issues in which we are completely aligned with Congress and their support. I'm very grateful of that. You have great delegations up here in Connecticut and surrounding states. You got Senator Murphy, Senator Blumenthal, Senator Reed, all of whom are extremely knowledgeable, very supportive, very influential. It's important because, remember, I give them the budget, but under the Constitution, they give the money. So I need them to support us, and they do. And why do they do that? Two things that make your mission so important. Undersea dominance is one of the areas of clear military superiority by the United States. We want it to stay that way forever. And so we're building on that. We're investing on that, both in terms of more submarines and in the qualitative improvements, which are substantial. the technology improvements here. We need to retain undersea dominance. It's one of the things that we're uniquely good at. One of the many things, but it's a central thing that we're uniquely good at as a military. And if you need to reflect upon the strategic significance of that, a couple examples. Next week I'll be in the Asia-Pacific region, where half of humanity lives, half of the world's economy is, area of great consequence for the United States, area where there's been stability and security largely underwritten by the United States, importantly by our Navy, centrally by our submarine force. We got to keep that going. And then if I go the week after, I go east over to Europe, we got Russia. So we got lots of competitive countries to stay ahead of. And we have, as we think about our military needs, not only Russia and China, which we don't want to have a conflict with, but one of the ways you get that is by making people know that if they have a conflict with us, they'll regret it. And then there's Iran and North Korea. And then, believe it or not, the submarines play a role in this as well, in reconnaissance and other things, which is ISIL, which we're going to, for sure, defeat. So we got all those things to do, and you figure in them all centrally. You also are a reflection of one of the great strengths of this country, two of the great strengths. One is technology. We've always been at the forefront of things, and I just marvel at the ingenuity of the design work, the integration of the design and assembly, the integration of final assembly with crew training. And it's an incredible marvel of engineering here. Also a great strength of the United States. We need to build on it. You're a part of it. And then last and most important, what makes us the best is our people. And that's our uniform people for sure, but it's our civilians and our contractor workforce. And for all of you who are part of the big team that makes ours the greatest military that ever was, and are going to keep it that way for a long time, from all of us, total support, total pride, and go home tonight and tell your families how much we appreciate what you're doing for our country. Thanks.